A member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, Bill Hagerty, joins me now. Mr. Senator, some comments in the media suggest that Trump's bullying created this strong alliance between China and Russia, that it's Trump's fault. What do you say to that?
Well, Stuart, good to be with you this morning, but I want to make this point very clear. Let's not mistake a photo op in Beijing for a change in world order. The United States actually has treaty alliances with NATO, with countries like Japan, that are deep and strong. What you see here is a relationship of convenience. You see Kim Jong-un joining Vladimir Putin, the Iranians. This is a gang of thugs that have come together under the guise of a celebration there in Beijing. I think what it does is it underscores that Xi Jinping is desperate to reach out, to bring any type of friends alongside right now, because Russia is finding itself increasingly isolated. The same for Iran. What you've got is a situation where President Trump is imposing maximum pressure. And with respect to Russia, President Trump is certainly very disappointed, but he has imposed, again, tariffs on India now. The United States is, under President Trump's leadership, in a position to actually expand its energy production to supplant Russia in Europe. And the Indians need to stop refining Russian crude oil and supplying that to Europe so that we can actually get the maximum pressure campaign to take effect on Russia and bring the Ukrainian war to an end.
Mr. Senator, I want you to take a look at this. President Trump ordered the military to conduct a lethal strike on a Venezuelan drug boat, and they did conduct the strike. Watch.
We just, over the last few minutes, literally shot out a boat, a drug-carrying boat, a lot of drugs in that boat. And you'll be seeing that, and you'll be reading about that. It just happened moments ago. And there's more where that came from. We have a lot of drugs pouring into our country, coming in for a long time. And we just, these came out of Venezuela and coming out very heavily from Venezuela. A lot of things are coming out of Venezuela. So.
Well, Mr. Senator, where's this going? Is it an all-out military attack on the drug cartels? How about regime change in Venezuela? What's endgame here?
The end game, very simply, is this, Stuart. In my home state of Tennessee, we're losing 3,000 lives of young people a year to drug overdose. President Trump is trying to stop this, something Joe Biden was wholly unwilling to do. This carnage has to come to an end. President Trump has put incredible tariffs on China, on Mexico, on Canada. He's trying to deal with Venezuela now that the Mexican border, the land border, is sealed. They're using international waters. That's why he came, to stop them. Trinidad and Tobago is operating in my state and probably most states across the nation. Again, running drugs that are killing our kids. This is a war on America. President Trump is bringing it to an end, and I applaud it.
Another one for you. Ukraine's President Zelensky says Russia is engaged in a new troop buildup. Trump says he's not happy with Putin. Watch.
I'm very disappointed in President Putin, I can say that, and will be doing something to help people live.
Mr. Senator, have we lost hope of a peace deal?
I don't think so, but I think what you're seeing is President Trump gaining more and more resolve to impress more and more pressure on Vladimir Putin. Again, you saw the tariffs on India. That demonstrates how serious President Trump is. India needs to stop refining Russian crude oil and sending it to Europe. We need to supplant them. We need to put more economic pressure on Putin. And the two leaders need to come to the table to make a deal. I expect to see more pressure coming from President Trump. This disappointment will manifest itself, again, in a maximum pressure campaign where President Trump has many more levers to push.
That big summit meeting in Beijing, though, that makes a peace deal between Zelensky and Putin less likely because Russia's got the out of China.
As long as China is continuing to help Russia, it makes it more difficult. I think China needs to get that message as well. There are many issues between the United States and China, but this is certainly one of them. China, North Korea, Iran have all come to the aid of Russia in this, and every one of them are receiving their own levels of pressure. Iran is in terrible shape. North Korea, more to come there. And I think that China, as you mentioned, Stuart, that's the key. The more pressure we can put on China, the more it's likely to bring President Putin to a more reasonable place.
Senator Bill Hagerty, thank you very much for joining us. Always a pleasure.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, sir.